What's up, everyone? How y'all doing? I'd like to say thank you for all the comments and support y'all gave me on that last video when I'm not okay. The I'm not okay video. I deleted it, man. You know what it is. Um, thank you for all the comments. I know, like I said, I know. JD Temple gave me some good advice, and usually that's what I would do. Um, I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I feel like I feel like I should feel this pain. I feel like I should feel this pain. I should suffer through this pain because it was my fucking fault. It was my fucking fault. So I don't feel like I don't. You know what I mean? Like I feel like nah. Like just no. But yeah, man. Usually that's what I would do, man. I would use succubuses, and that's what you should do in that particular situation, you know. So yeah, um, I use succubuses for many things. It's I use them to manifest. I use them to manifest. Well, they have multiple purposes. They have a plethora of purposes that you can use them for. And me personally, I consider myself to be an incubus. Well, if I'm a child of Lilith, so that automatically makes me an incubus. So I have access to that, But like I said, it was my fault. So I just don't feel like it. And I liked her. It's not like because the thing is you go on a date, the date doesn't turn out well. You're bored. You don't know what to do. Well, you're lonely. You're lonely and you're bored. All right, F it. How you doing, girls? You go to the succubus. You know what I mean? Like you invoke a succubus. You know what I mean? Like shit happens. But like and it's you, what is there to say, dude? Like, so you don't care. Like, it's not like you don't care, but it's less bad, But like, what just happened? Like, this is not just a date that went sour and stuff like that. I'm not saying anybody's saying that. I'm not. It's just sometimes you meet a girl and you like her. You like her for real, and so you end up liking her for real, whatever. So so no, I don't feel like like doing that because if I did that, it would work, and I would feel better eventually. It's not automatic, but eventually, because those succubuses will help you deal with your suffering. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna make your suffering a bit more tolerable. Um, so yeah, that was great advice. I'm surprised that he knows that. By the way, you know, well, I'm not surprised, but still, because the subject of succubuses is not something that people talk about a lot, and some people think they know what a succubus is, and people have like preconceived notions about it. So it's not easy to hop on the subject of succubuses, and some people might think that you a freak. You know what I mean? Some people out there, you a freak. You know what I mean? So Um, even though they might, be curious, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, there's some people on YouTube that got talent. I'm very aware of that. JD's one of them. And even the EA had some talent. Shit, even there's some people that got talent, man. But they might be tiptoeing a little bit on both ends. But it is what it is. The name of the game. So yeah, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate made a video about Ant-Man, and it was curious. It was a curious video. Give me a second here. So it was a curious video. It was funny. It was a funny video, but it was curious. At the same time, it was curious to me because I watched Ant-Man recently too. I watched all three movies. I watched Quantum Thingamajig and the two other ones, Ant-Man and Wasp and Ant-Man. And the thing about Ant-Man, I don't have any opinions about the movie. I don't have any opinions about the movie. I don't have any opinions about the movie at all. I have no criticism to give. It's not a hit. It's not a miss, in my opinion. It's just an okay movie. All three of them are okay. You could watch worse movies than that. Let's put it that way. And I feel like that's a good compliment because I felt the same way for all three movies. I was like, whatever. I was like that was my reaction to all three movies, which is a good reaction. That means it wasn't horrible, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, complete garbage. Like it wasn't flaming trash, you know what I mean? Like, pardon my language. But pardon me for saying, like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, so I watched that, man. But the thing is, the tidbit is, the problem here is, I like Ant-Man. A lot of people don't like Ant-Man because they think he's a stupid character. He's a stupid, like there's a lot of people that don't like Ant-Man and feel like it's a stupid superhero. But it's not that stupid. The thing is, Ant-Man and the Atom, Hank Pym, were more scientific characters. There wasn't action packed beat downs. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't handing out. There wasn't giving hands to everybody. You know what I mean? All the time. It was more scientific, and I like that shit. And I always was interested in that whole, before I even read the comic book, before I even had a copy of Ant-Man or the Atom, subatomic level was something that was interesting to me because you're basically opening a door. It's almost like you're opening a door to another dimension, if that's not what it is. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what is beyond subatomic. You know what I mean? So, because it's impossible to go there. It's at that point, scale and size doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you're literally in another universe, or you're in another type of universe, or you're in another type of dimension. So it's pretty fucking out there. And the thing is, the reason why I'm talking about this, the segue I'm trying to make here is, again, buckle up. because this gonna get bumpy. So the segue I'm trying to make here is, if you're interested, if you are, because a lot of us, now this ain't a diss, all right, this ain't a diss. I'm not talking to the side of my mouth here. But if you're, give me a damn second here, man. God damn it. Okay, so if you were into magic, I was into magic at a young age. So science was always something I found interesting. You know what I mean? Science was always something I found interesting. You know what I mean? So, because now physics, not necessarily science, but physics. You know, because at the end of the day, you're making contact with something that lives beyond your plane of existence. And it's not dead. You know what I mean? So, because the world of the dead is basically the same as the world of the gods. How can that be? Wouldn't it be like the realm of the dead and then realm of the gods? You know what I mean? Of course, in some cultures, there is a plane where the dead exist, and then there's another plane above that where the gods exist. But when you're practicing magic, there's no difference to you. You know what I mean? Because my spirits, I feel like, come from the same place my gods come from. You know what I mean? So, and then there's spirits, because at the end of the day, there's ghosts, spirits, and then there's gods. You know what I mean? To simplify everything, because there's a lot of types and stuff, but let's keep it general here. So there's spirits, ghosts, gods. And based off of my experience, I can tell that there's not a big distance between these entities. There's certain entities that you'll feel distance a little bit, but mostly ghosts, spirits, and gods are come at a frequent rate, right? When you're practicing magic. So it's not like if I call this god, he's there. If I call this spirit, he's there. If I call this person, it's not like if I call gods, it's going to take 3 months. If I call spirits, it's going to take 2 weeks. If I call a ghost, it's going to take 2 seconds. That's not it. It's, boom, 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 boom. If I call, boom, it appears. Certain Lucifer appears. If I call, Lilith appears. If I call, this Modus appears. If I call, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter who you call at the end of the day, and if if we're going to go in wraiths and spirits, I'm going to call Lich King. Lich King appears. Boom. It doesn't take 3 months for a Lich King to appear. If you call the Lich King will appear. If you call Lucifer, Lucifer will appear. And that's the end of the day. So that's another, so they live on another plane of existence. You know what I mean? And knowing that it's mind boggling. You know what I mean? And the worst part is, to make it worse, I don't even think, even if we were capable of going so subatomic and see beyond the veil, because at that point you're beyond the veil. At that point you're looking beyond what is known reality, right? So everything that is known reality is atom and up. Everything that is beyond reality is subatomic and whatnots. So I don't even think that these gods live in that section of dimension. These gods probably have their own separate dimension that they own or are capable of living in. Some entities have scapes. They have land. They have a certain land that they live on, and they own that land, and they manage everything that happens in that land, and da. But at the end of the day, it's another dimension or another plane. Some people call it planes. You know, the black and white checkered board, planes. You know, basketball and whatnot. Professional. You know, professing. You know, anyway, so professional means teacher. You know, so we check those things out, and like I was saying, if you're into magic, you're gonna be interested in that sort of stuff. So to me, I was interested in that sort of stuff because of magic. I was interested in that form of physics because of magic. Because I was already aware. I was like, yo, there's ghosts living in this house. Yo, there's spirits taking over my body. Yo, I can do spells. Yo, you know what I mean? And all that is fine and dandy. But is there a reason why you're capable of doing that? Because, you know, it's fine and dandy that I can do that, but how come I can do that? Like, how is that possible? So you get interested into stuff, you know what I mean? And I feel like people that are like me, that's the same reason why they like things. People that are like me, that's the reason why they like certain things. So you know, like, some people like really like science fiction novels. Some people really like science fiction movies. You know, some people, you know, and I feel like there's two different groups too. I feel like there's two different groups too, because there's groups of people that like there's like legitimate the people that practice, you know, physics and science and all that, right? And then there's like the curious type. You know, I'm more the curious type. You know what I mean? I don't really, you know, I don't go take courses and stuff. You know, I'm just curious. You know, I'm interested in it. And I feel like we mingle sometimes, but we don't notice that we're not the same. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is, if you talk to somebody that practices physics and does not practice any form of magic, this person is literally oblivious to the fact that other dimensions exists. That doesn't make this person stupid, because this person could be pretty high up there, you know, academically. He could be like top notch. But it doesn't matter how top notch that person is. At the end of the day, this person has no proof of any of the theories that he is practicing, teaching, and learning. But the interest is so hard, the passion for it is so hard, they still go in it. They still go in it. And you know, it's an interesting subject anyways. It's an interesting subject anyways. So, you know, and then there's us. We don't learn that much about physics and science and stuff like that, you know. But we find the concept interesting. We find the concept interesting because unlike the student, unlike the physics students or the physics majors, we're actually aware of a different dimension. If things in the mirror are closer than they appear, things in the mirror are closer than they appear. So I'm gonna stop the video right there. I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna let that marinate for 2 seconds, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.